Hi, welcome to GRVOTV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. Just wanted to do a little update on the new camera I bought, the Sony NEX6, and I wanted to share with you a few photos. So I actually managed to get out today. We had a bit of blue sky and sunshine, and it wasn't peeing with rain, so I went out and took a few photos just at the zoo. And I just wanted to give you my thoughts on the sort of the system, really. As you know from my previous videos, I've got the kit 16 to 50 lens, which is here, the little power zoom, and the 55 to 210, and this is particularly the lens I wanted to test out. So must stop doing that. So right off the bat, the autofocus on this lens is slow. It's a fairly cheap lens. I think you can buy it brand new for a couple of £100 on its own. So it's not an expensive lens. It's slow in terms of light performance. It's a 4.5 to 6.3, so I just shot at 6.3. And the autofocus is sometimes painfully slow, I have to say. But it is what it is, you know. So if that's an issue for you, just don't get it. If you want quick, snappy autofocus, you're not going to get it from this lens. And as far as I know, there isn't really a lens in the range at the moment that you can. I mean, there is. I've heard rumours of either a 70 to 200 or a 55 to 200 f4 coming out, but from what I gather, it's going to be an expensive lens. I emailed Sigma and basically pleaded with them to bring out an affordable E-mount 70 to 200 or 55 to 200 f4. I think an f2.8 is unrealistic. I think it's going to be too expensive, but an f4 would be, you know, a really nice, and specifically with fast autofocusing, because this is a little bit slow. However, with the smaller lens on, it's still not as quick as the GX1 that I have been using, but it's absolutely fine, no problems at all. Now, the big thing for me with this camera that I really love, and it's one of the things that I wasn't really that worried about at the time, but now it's sort of the thing I thought, well, I couldn't live without it now, is this viewfinder. It's big, it's bright, it reminds me a little bit of the one on my D7000. It's 100% coverage, it's just lovely. There doesn't seem to be any lag, and when you're using it, you don't realise that you're looking through an electronic viewfinder. It just doesn't come into your mind, which I think is great. It's responsive when you put it up to your eye, in that it switches from the screen to that. And the only time I actually used the screen was when I was trying to shoot sort of round a corner, and I had the screen out and sort of holding the camera in front of me like that. Other than that, it was all done through the viewfinder. Tons of information in the viewfinder, as I've said before. In practice using it, the controls, the way I've got it set up, really nice. Very rarely had to delve into the menu, other than like if you're doing perhaps a little HDR shot or something like that. One annoying thing, and this really does my head in, when you go into the menu, there's a camera menu, and you go into the camera menu, and in there you've got your flash mode, your drive mode, your autofocus, manual focus select, your autofocus area, your autofocus mode, object tracking and all that. But the thing I was looking for was the peaking, and the focus peaking. I thought, well, why is that not in the camera settings? So you have to come out of that and go to the setup menu, which the setup menu is a massive long menu, and you have to trawl through that. And what I wanted to do was turn off the manual focus assist where it zooms in, because when you're taking, I was trying to take pictures of seals, and when you're trying to take pictures of them, you don't want it zooming in. That's for static subjects and still life, really. So the idea was to turn off the manual focus assist and turn on the peaking up to its highest level, and then manually focus and see if I could work with that. I've never used peaking before, it's new to me, so see if I could take some pictures of some really difficult animals, which was the seals. And I put it on super fast burst mode, which this shoots at 10 frames per second, which is fantastic. And I'll let you know, well, you can see by the pictures how I got on with it. But in practice, yeah, I think with a little bit more practice from me doing it, I think that's a viable option instead of using the autofocus. Had I tried the autofocus, I just wouldn't have got anything. So you know, I did my best with the peaking, but I quite liked it. So that was all good. I've also taken some pictures at ridiculously high ISO settings, and interestingly, I didn't realise it at the beginning, but this camera, although I thought it had the same sensor as the D7000, I'd heard rumours that it's like the D7000 had a detuned version of this sensor. Now the ISO on this lens goes up to 25,000. Let me just check that. ISO, yeah, 25,600. That's not going to high 1, high 2 and all that, whereas the D7000 only goes up to, I think it's 12.8 or 6.4, I think, I can't remember from memory, but this is definitely higher. So anyway, I've taken some pictures of some monkeys at 12,800 ISO because I wanted to shoot as fast as possible, and I was shooting at about 1/60th of a second, which with the image stabilization was fine. And again, see, we think they're going to be noisy pictures, but are they usable? And it's a good question. Certainly the ones I've tried converting black and white are definitely better, because I think the noise is more acceptable. You don't get the colour noise when you're doing the black and whites, so it looks a bit more like film grain, whereas when you're shooting in colour and you get noise, you get all these funny red and green pixels appear as if by magic. So from what I can see initially, certainly on screen, and from the pictures, I think the high ISO noise performance is as good as, if not better than, my D7000. So that's a good thing. The function button in practice works really well on the fly. Just I only used it to go in and change my creative mode once, and also I did a HDR shot, so I dipped into there rarely, but that was fine. But I say, in use, absolutely fine. And the thing I really love about this was, have that round your neck with that lens on, I've got the other lens, little lens in my pocket, and you've got a fantastic walk around combination there that weighs absolutely, it's nothing, you know, compared to a big digital SLR. You've got everything you need there in a package which, you know, I could carry that around and I didn't even notice I was carrying it half the time. It's just around there, and I didn't even bother with my side strap, I just had it around my neck. Absolutely fine. So this is my second video on the NEX6. I will do a few more once I've used it some more, but the more I'm using it, the more I'm liking it, and I think I've made the right decision, which means the GX1, which I'm filming on now, will probably go on sale soon, I would suspect, because I do want to get the 51.8 lens, the Sony 51.8 lens for this, for my sort of low light lens, fast lens. So anyway, hope this helps. Enjoy the pictures that I've taken, and I'll see you soon. This has been GRVOTV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. Bye.